Hi everyone, I'm Erika Del Sordo with United Country Dicks Realty Real Estate Talk. Welcome. Sitting next to me today is one of the most important men here in Columbia County. It's the Columbia County Property Appraiser, Jeff Hampton. Welcome.
Thank you, Erika. Glad to be here. It's been hard trying to get in here for the last month, but we finally made it work.
I'm so happy. I know, and you're feeling better, thank goodness.
Yeah, yep.
Everyone around here lately has had the bug, but everyone's feeling much better. We've had a lot of important things to talk about because we were discussing, I said, we have so many people right now buying and selling. There was the fear that we had some rate issues and people had stopped buying and selling, but nope, it's still going strong. And so I brought in the county property appraiser today to kind of talk about really what's going on. There's new stuff for 2024, and that's where I want to start.
Right. Yeah, first of all, we're actually introducing it to the public right now. We are going to have a new website for 2024 starting.
I like that.
So it would be ccpafl.com. It's been in the year in the making. We wanted something that was simple because we always hear how our website is so simple to use, but we wanted to add some more features that people could that were asking for stuff. You know, the realtors, the banking industry, and title companies that add some more features, but not make it more difficult. So
I like
that's what we were trying to do.
Everyone likes easier, of course.
And also for new 2024 would be, it's not necessarily me, but we have the links on both of our websites, the old and the new, is the property fraud. You know, that's getting to be a big thing and you can go to my website or the clerk of courts, actually, who by statute has to have it now, but you just sign up and any document or anything that gets recorded in the public records by your name, they notify you within 24 hours.
Nice.
So it's got to be a big thing. There's lots of people. It's been on our website about 2 months now, so there's been a lot of. But yeah, Jay Swisher is the one that handles all that through the clerk of courts.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Also, we have in 2024 is kind of a fraud thing, but it is homestead fraud. And homestead fraud's gotten to be bigger and bigger throughout the state, where people, you know, are by accident or on purpose trying to get multiple homesteads. And we've got signed up with a company that handles that for us. And there's all kinds of stuff in the background that they research to catch these people. Some states have homesteads, some don't, but you got snowbirds, then you got people that own vacation homes on the beach or something like that, and just for some reasons I don't know, but they do get homestead in multiple places, and eventually they will get caught.
Wow.
Department of Revenue gives us a lot of information on that. Everything's tied to Social Security numbers, driver's license number, where your mail is going, child support payments. They even track through your prescription drugs. So there's all kind of ways that they track it.
I don't think people understand that it's like, they never think they'll get caught. And I don't think that criminals understand how we're being tracked and how everything is trackable.
Right. It's gotten to be where homestead is a savings, but the way the markets are going now and our values are going up, and I'll explain a little bit later on this Save Our Homes and Portability, that there's a much greater tax savings in Portability and Save Our Homes than they are homestead now, because the markets continue to grow up and that differential is getting to be greater. So it's a huge tax savings.
Wow. Yep. While we're on the topic, though, of homestead, I want to jump down to what we were going to talk about with the qualification. Let's talk about the Homestead Exemption and what that means for the general, someone who's not trying to fraud the system, someone who's trying to purchase a house.
Which is good. We have a lot of people that move here from other states that are unaware. I have talked to actually 2 customers today that could have filed homestead in last year, but they missed it because they were unaware of it. So we informed them about it and got them in for a 2024 roll. But basically, if you live here and this is your permanent residence, that's the word, permanent residence, you're entitled to a tax break, which is homestead exemption. And the time to file, statutory dates are January 1st to March 1st. But the way the legislators got it written now, if you have good cause or good reason, you miss the deadlines, you could go to the 25th day of our trim notice, which is sometime in September. Is the actual. You could come in anytime during that and file homestead.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And your website right now, people can look that up. You guys are very transparent, whereas people can call I think that that's even better in this small town of Lake City. It's kind of like the small big town because you call over there and everyone's very helpful. So someone can just call up as well if they have any questions, right?
Absolutely. We have a great staff, and they are very knowledgeable on what all they do. And if they don't know the question, they will find somebody in the office that will answer your questions for you. That's one of the things that we get compliments on all the time. We had a lady call yesterday, just actually commended one of the girls up front, how much she went out of her way to help her, you know.
I like that.
Yeah, but go back to Homestead.
Yes.
We will, you know, what you need to file Homestead would be your driver's license with a current address. That's the main thing.
Okay.
And you need your Social Security number.
Okay.
You don't need it. You don't need the card. You just need to know the number.
Okay.
And basically, what you would need would be like your vehicle registration number.
Okay.
Vehicle registration or your tag number.
Okay.
All that stuff is just to prove. It's just evidence that you do live here. And there'll be other questions that we would ask. You know, sometimes we could ask, you know, do you have children? This is not common questions, but when we get to a certain point where we question someone, if they have children, do they attend school here? Well, we found out they go attend school somewhere else, so it kind of throws up flags. But it's just kind of it's like an interview process to determine whether you live there. But most of the time, all it is just your driver's license number, and everything is in order right there. In that, and we do it on site. A lot of counties do it online. We do it in person.
Okay.
And kind of weeds the fraud out. But if it's a house, that's really all you would need. If the property's in you and your spouse's name, you would need the information on both of you to come in. It don't take both of you coming in, but just one, but you'd make copies of the other, the spouse's information. Mm-hmm. And if it so happens to be a mobile home, then you would need the registrations of the mobile home to go through a real property process to declare your mobile home real property.
That's good to know because up here, there are a lot of mobile homes that get placed on vacant land. We have a lot of vacant land purchases. Mobile homes are a big thing, something that you don't see in South Florida a whole lot, but that's one of the biggest things here is a lot of people happen to get mobile homes. Right. They like to put those on these property pieces. So that was a big piece of information.
Right.
When should, I assume if someone purchases a house, let's say they just purchased, I assume that they should head into the office and start the process as soon as possible so they don't miss any deadlines.
You could do that. Most of the people, when they do that, when those people have closings, they'll come in office immediately. And just depending on what time of the year, we can't start taking homestead applications till later on in the year because it is a computerized process and our computers aren't on the right tax year, for instance. But we generally roll over around November to the new tax year.
Okay.
Then we'll start taking applications in December.
Okay. All right. I like that.
But it wouldn't hurt to come on in and get the information that you need.
Right.
Maybe one day soon we will get to where we could do them year round. We may do that.
Gotcha. Understood. So then let's talk about portability. I think that's also a big one that folks may not understand.
Portability is, to talk about portability, let's back up one step to Save Our Homes. Save Our Homes was enacted back in 1992. And what that done was, if you're getting homestead on a piece of property in the state, you're capped at that time. Your value was capped. And then the law says that it cannot exceed no more than 3% a year. It's 3% or the CPI, whichever's less.
Okay.
So it chugged along for 1 point, 2 point, for years and years. Last few years it's been a max 3% because of the inflation. So you look back from 1992 till now, how much the market has gone up. I do have some numbers there, but I do know that I want to say it's probably doubled or tripled.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that when your property value creeps up 3% and the market's going up, say 30 or 40%, there's a difference in there. And that there is your Save Our Homes differential. It's the amount of value you do not pay taxes on.
Okay.
So it's got to be confusing. So why is my neighbor taxes half the amount of mine is?
Right.
Well, your neighbor's been there for 20 years. You bought like 2 years ago. And it's not uncommon to have your neighbor's taxes be twice as much as yours or twice as less. So Save Our Homes is saving a lot of people a lot of money, and it did. But what happened? People did not want to sell their home because their taxes would triple or something if they moved somewhere.
Right.
Because they would lose that tax benefit.
Right.
So in 2008, I believe when we just getting through that big boom right in there, the legislator passed what we call portability. They made that Save Our Homes differential portable. That's where they get the word from. But anyway, so it says that you can move across the street, move across town, across the state. Anywhere you're in the state of Florida, you can carry that differential with you. As long as you file homestead somewhere within 3 years. They just moved it up to 3 years now. It used to be 2, but they found out that people that moved from South Florida, for instance, that had a hurricane, they could not get their insurance settlement done, moved up here and built a home within 2 years. So they bumped it to 3 years now. So
Okay, well that's helpful.
yep, and it is a huge thing. So when you come in to file homestead, that's part of the process. We'll ask is we'll find out if you had homestead the last 2 or 3 years, and we'll get you to sign a couple documents. It gets technical with prior ownerships and such as that, but we always work that out, and we have to get the official paperwork from the previous county. And so if you had, and we're seeing people from South Florida now moving up here. They're bringing $200,000-300,000 in portability.
Oh yes,
and that's a huge amount of tax savings. If you buy here, or it all depends on the market value. If your market value here is the same or greater than where you moved from, you get the full amount. But if it's less, say, you have our homes here maybe are not as valued near South Florida, but if they convert, we convert it to a percentage, so you get the same break.
Okay,
yeah.
That's very good to know. I think a lot of people will be happy to hear that.
It's very confusing. We have it, the scenarios gets confusing to us, but we always figure it out though.
What's some of the other questions you get asked in the office? Anything else that you can kind of debunk for everyone?
We always get, I would say one of the biggest things is we didn't know we can come talk with you. We didn't know we can discuss this, so there is an appeal process. When if you don't agree with your value, you come in, first thing to do is come in and talk with us. We got a thing, you'll leave happy. We'll satisfy you one way or another, or explain it. Once it's explained, then you realize, and I've never met anybody that didn't want to pay their fair share of taxes,
Right.
But one of the biggest things is they think that we're the ones that tax. We not. By statute, we're the only ones that we have to set a market value. That's the only thing we do: discover, list, and value all taxable property. The taxing authorities, the county, the city, schools, Swanee Water Management, etc., like that, they set their budgets. We set the market, what the market is, what the value in the county would be this year. We give them that value, then whatever their budget is, it's just a multiplier.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So after we get the values in, the particular taxpayer, for instance, take their value, and whatever each taxing authority's multiplier is, that determines their tax.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Is they come in and think, we want to lower their taxes. Well, we don't have anything to do with your taxes, but we can look at your value,
Right. Okay. That's also good to know. This way you don't get a whole bunch of people running into your office.
Yeah. But we will talk to them, explain it to them, and they understand. They understand when they leave.
You do have a great staff there. The couple times I've purchased a house here in Lake City, I've had to go over there, and they explain everything very well, and they're very helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful. So that's wonderful. I really thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else?
I think that about covers it.
They're very helpful. It's completely transparent county property appraiser's office, and Jeff is wonderful. I thank you so much for doing this with me. I have all of the information, the About section. I'll post this on all social media, and so there's no way you can't say I couldn't find the county property appraiser site. You can also do a quick Google search. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Jeff, for being with me. Have a great day.